Internet, good morning. My name is Magnitude, and I again need to tell a story. Unlike the last Perry story, all the events of this story are true and happened over the weekend, and I gotta tell you. So, on Saturday, I was throwing a party. It was like a barbecue at my girlfriend's house. We had a deck, a backyard. I mowed the lawn, got a blister. There's the proof of that. I ain't a liar. Mowed the whole lawn. We did some weed whacking. Was whacking off in the backyard all afternoon. And so we threw a barbecue, and we got some wiffle balls, and we're playing some can jam. This is relevant to the story. Over the course of the day, we hit some wiffle balls in the neighbor's yard. Now, I need to explain to you who these neighbors are. These neighbors own chickens, okay? In bumfuck Connecticut, they decide, like I said, they're the kind of people who have chickens. They're the kind of people that are like, I think I want to get some chickens. What do you mean, like, you want to go out and eat for some chicken? No, I think I want to own chickens. I want to have chickens. So they just have chickens in their yard. And they got a garden and they got chickens. Well, there's a fence, girlfriend's backyard, fence, chickens and garden. Okay? So they're right there. So we hit some wiffle balls into their garden. And the actual old guy who lives there is a nice guy. He threw the balls back at us, whatever. Playing can jam about an hour later. At this point, I'm shirtless. Because one, I've been drinking, and two, because my friend Nick apparently has a cannon for an arm, and from across the yard through a water balloon, hit me square in the chest. It exploded, and I'm like, I don't want to wear a wet t-shirt. I'm not a co-ed girl on spring break. I got nothing to show off. So obviously the option is to take off my shirt completely, exposing my 14-year-old white girl body for the entire party. But I was drinking, so I don't give a shit. So this point I'm drunk. I got a backwards hat on, because I like that hat. So I look like I got the plaid shorts. I look like the biggest fucking tool ever, okay? So we're playing can jam, and I ended up hitting the Frisbee over into the garden. So I figured, whatever, I'm just going to run over. I had to, climb up a wood pile to go over. And so as I'm doing that, remember, I look like a tool. I got a backwards hat, no shirt, plaid shorts, college age. So all of a sudden, the son, he's like 30, of the old guy who owns the garden, goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" I go, "I'm trying to get my Frisbee, man." He goes, "It's in my father's strawberry bushes." I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put it in your father's strawberry bush. I apologize. I'm trying to get, how are you going to get it? Because it was fenced in. I go, well, I don't know. I was going to come over here and assess the situation, and if I couldn't reach into the garden, I'm just going to walk into your fucking garden. Like, I'm not a retard. I have respect for people's property. That's why, that's obviously why I didn't mean to do that. I'm not just throwing it into your garden for sport or whatever fruit or vegetable you hit is worth points like Frisbee skee ball. It's not what's happening. So this guy's a fucking asshole to me. These are my father's strawberries. But the father's cool. He's wandered in there. He's good Frisbee, man. There's some kind of European nation. But he gives me the Frisbee back. We go about our day. Now, later that night, friend Chris, his cousin Wayne. Wayne parked his moped in our front yard. The party's in the back. Moped in the front yard. Leaving, he knocks his moped into the neighbor's fence. Breaks one of the fence posts. Kind of. If this were a single fence post, half of it, there was like a crack in it, and it was broken, okay? It was like a broken, quarter of a fence post. So, again, this is not my house. So, neighbors wake up, and now all they remember is, wow, this tool from yesterday, all of a sudden, my fence is broke at that kid's house. Kid's a fucking tool. So they come over, and we answer the door, and these kids got his baby with him, as though I expected him to go, "My baby couldn't sleep last night because of the noise you were making. Here's proof he's awake at 10 o'clock in the morning," which made no sense. But we did have the cops calling us for a noise complaint at 11 o'clock on a Saturday. We just think it was them being dicks. We weren't even that loud. The other side of her house is, there's the neighbors over here, the douchey neighbors. Over there is a cop, and I talked to him hours before the party, going, "Listen, we're going to have a party tonight. Feel free to come over. If we get too loud, just come talk to us. We'll turn it down, no problem." The cop was cool as shit. He goes, "Yeah, man, I'll probably come over there for a beer later." He never did, but he was cool about it. But the douchey guy with the chickens, he's the problem. He comes over. He's like, "My fence is broken. I can't take this anymore." Granted, the party was shut down at 11:30 because the cops came. And we're like, you know what? We don't want to deal with this anymore. Whatever. We're going to go home. He had kind of a broken fence, and there was a Frisbee in his father's strawberry bushes. So Chris and I take it upon ourselves. Again, we don't live there, to repair this man's fence. Because Chris has got a Mazda something, so it's not a car much bigger than my Toyota Corolla. So we're like, well, yeah, we can go to Home Depot and get a single fence post. That'll be no problem at all. This is at 11:30 in the morning. That'll be no, we'll fucking fix it up. It'll be easy as shit. We get to Home Depot. We can only buy like sections of 15 fence posts. We couldn't get anything less. So we're wandering around. We have it now in a cart. At first, we're trying to wonder if we can. We asking if we can just buy one. People are like, no, you can't just buy. What the fuck's wrong with you? You can't just buy one. What's wrong with you? Like, whatever. So we get in a cart, and we're thinking for a long time. We put it back on the shelf, and we go to the wood cutting guy. We go, listen, if we get a fence post of 15, can you cut it for? He goes, no, it's too wide. I can't cut it. I can't cut one off for you. It's too wide. We go, you're right. We're dumb. We'll just buy the fence post. We'll fit it. We'll figure it out. So we bought this $40 15 fence posts. And then we go, wait a minute. How the fuck are we going to get this in your car? We have no tools. We're in a store full of tools, but we don't own any. I'm not going to buy a $90 fucking Sawzall just to cut this. So now we're standing in front of Home Depot for about 20 minutes with this just 15 fence posts going. We can't fit it in your car. So we're just asking random people at Home Depot, like, you have a Sawzall we can borrow, anything that we can just... Because we can't rip off a fence post, it's going to snap the fence post. So, we're trying to replace just one post. No, that's not happening. So, 20 minutes go by, we wander back into Home Depot with our, again, 15 fence posts. And at this point, prior to this, we're asking where the fence posts are. The guy leads us to the 2x4s. Assuming we're just going to build our own fence, because we clearly have the tools to do that. We're clearly, if we're asking for one fence post, clearly we have this knowledge combined to build our own fence. Anyway, so we wander back in with a 15 stack of fence posts. It's, it's actual section of fence. And we just go back to the wood cutting area with the guy who told us he couldn't cut it before. We're like sizing up the saw. Like, can we... If I get my sister here and get him to flash him, can we distract him long enough to just cut off one? Because all we got to do is turn it around, and there's fence posts, and there's just 3 horizontal blocks of wood holding them together. We can just cut those blocks, take the fence post, and we'll just fucking leave the rest together. We don't give a shit. So we're sizing up the saw, and the guy goes, "Dude, I told you, I can't cut this." And I go, "Well, we're dumb. We couldn't fit it in our car. Do you have any suggestions?" He goes, "Well, you can go to the tool rental. Rent a saw, rent a truck even for like $20 an hour. Bring it home." Like, fantastic. We're 15 minutes away. Awesome. We go to rental. Listen, can we rent a truck? He goes, yes. No. We have no trucks right now. We go, how long? About 3 hours. Motherfucker. What? How? I don't even live in the house. I don't even live in this house. This event happened. Chris doesn't live there either. We're just being nice guys. Because Chris's cousin fucked it up. None of the women in the house are going to fix it. And the only guy is away with his girlfriend. So we go, all right, can we just rent a saw? We don't care how much it is. Just fucking do it because Wayne's going to pay for it anyway. He goes, yeah. No. Saw's broken. What are we going to do? So we're wandering. We end up wandering through Home Depot. And Chris goes, fuck it. I go to the gym. And any story that begins with the phrase, I go to the gym, is probably followed by some douchey accomplishment that you don't care about. Because fuck it, I go to the gym, I'm just going to buy a fucking handsaw and just carve this shit up. So, alright, we wander over, we get a handsaw, 2 monsters, a giant Slim Jim. Not relevant to the story, that's what we got. So we get those. And, so now we're in front of Home Depot. We start sawing, we're just sawing away. We want to saw off one post. And this dude who owns like this weird booth at Home Depot entrance, some like solar something booth, is just laughing at us. We're just fucking 2 assholes in front of the store in the rain, just hand sawing a goddamn fence. We realize we can't do this. We look weird. Let's take it to the car. We got our fence post. We sawed it off, take it to the car, and we'll just fucking leave the rest of the fence. So we get to the car, and we're like, we can't just leave the fence. It's a waste of money. So now we're these 2 assholes in the parking lot holding up cars, not on purpose. We're like trying to saw like 5 sections at a time so we can like put Chris's front seat down, slide the fence post in, and I'm like in the back sitting like underneath it because there was 2 of us, and I had to like drive home the rest of the way like this because it was over me. It was awful. We ended up half the fence we had to leave there. We couldn't fit anymore in the car. So we got like 8 of the fence posts. finally, after like an hour and a half of this shit, bring a saw home, bring all the fence posts home. We start, we're like, anyone got Sawzall? No. Call up friend Tom. Tom, you had a Sawzall? No. Chris, you had a Sawzall? No, he didn't have a Sawzall. So, we go to back to my girlfriend's house. Again, the fence still broken. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to go talk to the neighbors and, let them know we're going to fix the fence. Even though I don't live here, I'm going to fix the fence. So I go over there, knock on the door, hear some shuffling around, hear a bolt change in the door. I figured, okay, cool, he's going to open the door. It's locked, he's going to unlock it, we're going to talk. Fucking lock the door on me. Didn't even want to talk to me. Just fucking locked the door and walked away. Well, you know what? Fuck it. We're just going to fix your goddamn fucking fence. We made sure to measure it and get the right, the same post. All right, but fuck this guy, right? So we go over there, we start, trying to, use a screwdriver to wedge off one of the posts. We don't want the post attached to the block in the back. We want the post. Not working. We figure there's got to be a fucking toolbox in this house somewhere. Toolbox in the house. It's a giant toolbox. Okay? It's a huge toolbox. We try to unlock it. We try to open it. A fucking alarm goes off. Who has heard of a toolbox with an alarm? Not me, because I don't do-it-yourself products. Those exist, apparently. So now we're freaking out, like, oh my god, are the cops going to come? We don't even fucking live here. Your girlfriend and her roommates are freaking out, because, why there's an alarm going off? Is it like life alert or someone going to show up? What's going to happen? So we just input a fucking default password, hoping it works, and it fucking works. We're like, oh my god. We open this, this attic-sized toolbox, have a saw, finally. We've been trying to just wedge off and so we just get the saw. We found Sawzall blades, a Sawzall, and we cut off the fucking fence post. We nail it up, and that's what happened. We struggled. The whole process was about 4 hours. Because about an hour prior to finding the toolbox, we're at the house. We're just trying to wedge off this fucking... the board. We end up snapping 3 fence posts in the process. We're trying to use a hammer to just wedge it up and out. We're awful. We finally found a toolbox and a saw, and we fucking ripped off their fence post and nailed the new one to it, and we fixed it. So, the moral of the story is, don't let your drunk cousin park his fucking moped in the front yard. Ever.